Day 2 of round 7 of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, and we waste no time in getting things underway with qualifying. Group B drivers getting straight out onto the circuit here at the Red Bull Ring to set the grid for the second race, which will be coming up later on this afternoon. My name's Chris McCarthy. It's a pleasure to have your company as always. We had a decent race yesterday, a very good performance though from Rafa Kamara. He driving away from the field to take a commanding second win in his Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine career. Alessandro Giusti joined him on the podium with another rookie win, his second of the season, and rounding out the podium places was Tim Tramnitz to close the gap to the likes of Martini Stenjon in the championship and to Andrea Kimi Antonelli, albeit by 3 points. A clean race overall though, wasn't it, for those of you who joined us? Rafa Kamara made it a little bit difficult in terms of any overtaking for the lead, because it was just that much of a consistent performance from him. Similar from Alessandro Giusti, similar from Tim Tramnitz. Let's see what today delivers from my experience on commentating on this championship. Usually, as drivers settle into the weekend, Sunday races tend to deliver some very exciting ones. So we start, of course, with qualifying. We have to set a grid before we can go racing. We, of course, are into two groups. For those of you new to Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, I'll quickly run you through how the format works in terms of qualifying. Coming into the weekend, the drivers are split into two groups. We have Group A and Group B. The groups are split before the weekend by championship position. Those drivers first, third, fifth and so on in the championship go into Group A. The remaining drivers, second, fourth, sixth, so on, go into Group B. They will go out on circuit for 15 minutes in for qualifying practice 1. Group A go out first, and as you can see, for qualifying practice 2, Group B go out first. The quickest group forms the inside row of the grid. The slower group forms the outside row of the grid. It is as simple as that. There are 16 drivers in each group, giving us 32 overall. It was the first group that were quickest yesterday. Group A with Rafa Kamara going quickest overall. This group was led by that man there, Alessandro Giusti, in the number 3. Track limits wasn't the biggest issue in qualifying yesterday, but it was in the race, hence the result looks a little bit different. I'll run you through how the top 10 ended up. We had track limit penalties going out both during and post-race. 2, Michael Belov, which dropped him to 9th, Lorenzo Flusha, which dropped him out of the points and into 11th. A shame for Lorenzo, as he had finished way up in the top 5. We also had a penalty for Jesse Carrasquedo Jr., which was a shame again because he drove a brilliant debut. Marcus Armand had a penalty as well, as did Santiago Ramos, as did Pierre-Alexandre Provost. There were actually multiple penalties for Pierre-Alexandre Provost and a couple as well for Santiago Ramos. So the top 10 changed a little bit after the race, and the result was as so. It was Kamara, Giusti, Tramnitz, as I mentioned, your top 3. Andrea Kimi Antonelli was just outside the podium places in 4th. Kaz Havercourt was fairly happy with his performance in 5th place. Sami Megatunov did a great job in 6th place. Roman Belinsky getting his best result of the season in 7th. Matteo Cappietto putting RPM in the points once again in P8. That's 11 points finishes in 13 races now for the Frenchman. Michael Belov, despite the penalty, was 9th, and then Owen Tangavelu was 10th, giving 2 points finishes to the Trident team. Okay, I think we are almost ready to get proper flying laps underway. If you weren't with us for qualifying or haven't been with us for a qualifying session before, we tend to spend a few minutes just getting these Pirelli tyres up to temperature, and then it will be flat out all the way to the flag. They may have a cool down lap towards the end of the session to slot themselves back into position. Matteo Zagazetto, I can see, is actually coming through the pit lane. Not too sure if he's got a problem of some sort or if that's been scheduled. But after that, they tend to go all the way to the flag. We do have some new faces in this weekend as well. Those are the likes of Jesse Carrasquedo Jr., who places Josh Dufek over at Van Amersfoort Racing. Bruno Del Pino has joined MP Motorsport as well, giving them 3 drivers. And then we have in the number 55, William Carlson over at KIC Motorsport. So those are some of the changes we have in for this weekend. William Carlson joining Motorsport, having raced in Euro Cup 3 this season. Bruno Del Pino has done the same, having raced with MP over in that championship. And Jesse Carrasquedo Jr. has done a lot of F4 stuff, so was very impressive yesterday. Hadrian David also returns to the championship, joining Monolith Racing, replacing Kittel Smau. Now, everyone trying to find a toe. That's why we can see them all kind of backing up, coming round turn 7. It got a little bit congested at times yesterday, but it seems today they are behaving themselves well so far. Coming out of the final corner we go, across the line. It looks like Martinius Stenchorn is the car leading the way. He did similar things yesterday. There he is in the 34. Not a good round at all for Martinius Stenchorn yesterday. One of the very few times we saw him finishing out of the points. A big lock-up for someone coming up towards the first corner. It means that Andrea Kimi Antonelli has extended his championship lead to 18 points over Stenchorn, and Tramnitz is now just 20 points behind Stenchorn. Kamara jumped ahead of Kaz Havercourt in the battle for 4th in the championship, and then rounding out the top 10 is Ramos Capieto. Giusti has moved up to 8th place, and could move forward a couple more with a good result today. Flusha is 9th. Dufek is 10th, but is not racing this weekend. Okay, let's get some times on the board. The quickest time yesterday was a 1:26.128 by Rafa Kamara. The quickest time from this group was a 1:26.3. That's what we're aiming for. We haven't gone anywhere near that so far. We've been doing some warm-up laps. Now we're doing some big push laps. Round turn 7, up through 8. And now the charge towards turn 9. There is the young Frenchman, Giusti, reigning French F4 champion, doing a really good job in this second half of the season so far. Oh, and that looked like track limits to Martinius Stenchorn. That could be a lap deletion. Giusti has kept it within limits as he comes up to the line now. And is he going to go quickest? Yes, he does. 1:28.068. Good time from Giusti. Bruno Del Pino beats that, though, in the number 14. 1:27.7. Dennis Stenchorn, Carlson. Ivan Klemenko is in P6. Lorenzo Flusha jumps up. It's changing very quickly. Tom Leben has gone up to 3rd place. We're still seeing the times tumble down. I wonder if we'll get as quick as we did yesterday. Oh, a lock up there from Klemenko. The rear end stepping out as he came down to turn 3. There's Bruno Del Pino. Makes his way towards turn 4 now. A decent debut for him yesterday, finishing in 21st. Very impressive from the 17-year-old. Raced in the likes of Spanish F4 and the FIA Motorsport Games last year. We'll be looking to gain some experience over the next couple of rounds, and with the help of the likes of Sami Megatuna, Victor Bernier, and that experienced MP Motorsport team around him, grow over that time, hopefully for a full assault on this championship next year. Down the hill we go. Giusti has his eyes on Stenchorn and on another quickest time in this session as he comes round the final corner, but that's going to affect his run down the start-finish straight, losing the rear end once more, but he does go quickest still. 1:27.411 for him. Stenchorn 65 thousandths off in P2. Bruno Del Pino goes third once more, 1:27.5. There is the RPM car coming up to the line. Kaz Havercourt has now gone second. Nikhil Bora putting his car quickest. 1:27.356 for him. Very, very close at the top there. So it's Nikhil Bora for Trident, leading the way with a 1:27.3. Then 11 thousandths of a second back is Kaz Havakor. Then it's Giusti, then it's Stenchon, then it's Del Pino, then Masson, then Leben, Flusha, Zagazeta and Bernier, Ravesh, Carlson, Kulin, Belinsky, Klemenko, Ramos, all down the field. I take it those guys a little bit further down are having times deleted given how far off the pace they are. Tom Leben has just gone purple through the first sector. The British driver on a charge on this lap, going very, very quickly. This is Nikhil Bora, the provisional pole sitter. What a qualifying performance it would be for him. The Trident driver said to me yesterday that that car is on rails in qualifying. They're very confident they can deliver this morning, so keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on Roman Belinsky as well. Ramos is going quickest on this lap. Let's watch them over the line. Here comes Martini Stenchon to the top, 1:27.1. GSD goes to P2, 18 thousandths of a second off. Are we going to see any more changes as they come over the line? Kaz Havakor now going to the top, but he's beaten immediately by Nikhil Bora, 1:27.9. Victor Bernier now goes third, and Santiago Ramos now goes to provisional pole, 1:26.783 for Santiago. Nikhil Bora goes to second place, then it's Havakor, then so it's Santiago Ramos, apologies, then Bora, then Havakor. That's Nikhil Bora. Oh, and why he wouldn't have gone any quicker. Victor Bernier is fourth, then it's Stenchon, Leben, Giusti, Masson. Behind that is Flusha, Del Pino, Belinsky, Zagazeta, Kulin, Ravesh, Carlson and Klemenko. Going quicker on this lap is Kaz Havakor. Look at the gap for Santiago Ramos, but we did see Nikhil Bora have that big moment through the first sector, so we know there is more time in that car. 1:27.3 was the quickest time from this group yesterday, but it was a little bit later on in the day, so we might not see as quick as times as we did yesterday. Down through 7, there is Santiago Ramos, the man leading the way. Lorenzo Flusha is going very, very quickly. The number 7 Prema Racing driver on this lap as well. Up to the line comes Stenchon and Giusti. Doesn't appear that they are improving. Giusti is P2, 1:26.854 for him, so he has improved in lap time. Here we see them now up to the line. Will we see any more improvements as Santiago Ramos still seems to be leading the way? There he is through turn number 1. Tom Leben has gone to P3, British driver. Great time for him, 1:26.862. So Tom Leben there in the red Arden car, P3 so far. That would be by far his best qualifying performance. Great driving from Tom Leben. Nikhil Bora is 4th, Kaz Havakor is 5th. Then it's Victor Bernier, Stenchon, Masson, Belinsky, Flusha. Remember, they are fighting for what row of the grid they will start on. We have another group coming out after this with the likes of Andrea, Kimi, Antonelli, Rafa Kamara, Tim Tramnitz all in. The quickest group will form the inside row of the grid, the slower the outside row of the grid. So a position makes a big, big difference. Someone running slightly wide through turn 7. Nikhil Bora flying on this lap, going very, very quickly. Working with Robbie Kerr this weekend. Someone who knows all about winning in single-seaters as he comes up to the final 2 corners. There's Lorenzo Flusha. Up to the line comes Stenchon and Giusti. Stenchon is P7, did not improve. Giusti did not improve either, but they have one more lap to try and improve as it looks like coming over the line. Kaz Havakor has improved. He's gone to P4. Do we see any other improvements? Yes, Tom Leben goes to P2. 1:26.837 for the British driver. There he is in the number 5. Tom Leben currently would be on row 2 on the grid. Santiago Ramos is still quickest. There is the number 19 of Esteban Masson, the French driver. We are on to the final laps now in this session. Ramos quickest so far, 1:26.783. Tom Leben working with reigning Formula 3 vice-champion Zach O'Sullivan this weekend. Zach will be very happy with what he's seeing, but he'll want him to see him get pole. And currently Tom Leben is improving on this lap, 21.9. He's the quickest driver on the circuit. Great stuff but also improving is Victor Bernier. He could be on to challenge for pole, so could Martinius Stenshorn. It could go to any one, a number of drivers. Lorenzo Flusha is improving. Victor Bernier absolutely flying as well. Which way is it going to go? Ramos is also improving in his defence of trying to hold on to the quickest lap time. Here we go up to the line. Martinius Stenshorn leading the way. Giusti goes quickest, 1:26.688. Martinius Stenshorn to P4. Do we see anyone else go quicker? Zagazzetta stays 11th. Bruno Del Pino up to 9th. Mikel Bora goes to P5. Esteban Masson to 7th. Santiago Ramos stays 2nd. Tom Leben stays 3rd. Martinius Stenshorn stays 4th. Mikel Bora stays 5th. So Alessandro Giusti on the last lap of the session goes quickest once again in Group B, a 1:26.688 for the young Frenchman, doing a fantastic performance for G4 Racing in the number 3 car. There's Santiago Ramos missing out on the quickest time by 18 thousandths of a second. Well, let's make a note of that then. Giusti it is who is quickest, because that is going to be the time to beat. 1:26.688 is what the next group now have to beat. Santiago Ramos, second place in group for him. That's an absolutely brilliant performance from the RPM driver. Adam Fitzgerald here supporting the team this weekend, and that'll put a big smile on his face. Martinius Stenshorn, 3rd place. That's much more like it from the man who once led this championship. Tom Leben with his best qualifying performance of the season, finishing up 4th in the group. Before this, his best qualifying, before this weekend, his best qualifying was 14th place, P4. That'll put him on row 4 on the grid. A worst result of 8th for him. Mikel Bora in the top 10. That's more like it for the Trident driver. Kaz Havercourt misses out on a top 10 start with P6 in the group. Esteban Masson 7th. Lorenzo Flusha will be disappointed with 8th place given the pace he showed yesterday. He finished 2nd in this group yesterday, down in 8th today. Victor Bernier 9th. Roman Bielinski will be disappointed with 10th given the pace he showed through some of the sectors at times. Bruno Del Pino is improving quickly in that MP Motorsport car. He's been impressive so far, I have to say. 11th place for him. Mateusz Zagazzetta, 12th place in group. Nils Colon, 13th. Levi Revesh in 14th. William Carlson, 15th. And Ivan Klemenko getting through with no problems today, 16th place. We have 1.2 seconds between the entire field, 0.4 of a second between the top 10, less than 0.2 between the top 6. There was absolutely nothing to choose between them. So close out there. Fantastic session. Alessandro Giusti left it late, didn't he? Would have been a nervous watch for his family, friends, supporters and team. But stealing it by 18 thousandths of a second provisionally. He will start on pole, but the next group, which fills the likes of Rafa Kamara, our winner on Pole City yesterday, Tim Tramnitz, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Michael Belov, all of these guys going out next. Great session though, great session overall. The drivers in that group who will be on the top 10 on the grid, the top 5. Giusti, pole, top rookie, 3 rookies up there in the top 5 positions. Santiago Ramos 2nd, Martinius Stenshorn, who was 10th in the group yesterday, 3rd today. That's very crucial for his championship, fighting for the championship with Andrea Kimi Antonelli and Tim Tramnitz. He will be incredibly happy with that. Then after that, Tom Leben, Santiago Ramos, P2. He'll be happy with that. That's a really good performance for him. Well done to Santiago. Did not have a good race at all yesterday, so a lot of track limit penalties left him down in 29th. Tom Leben, 4th place. Zach O'Sullivan, I'm sure will be really pleased with that. Up in the top 10 on the grid for the first time this season, really coming into life after their summer break is Tom. Mikel Bora up in the top 10 as well. That's a great performance from Nikhil. He qualified in the top 10 positions in the first 4 races of the season, did so again at Mugello, and is back there now for what will be the 6th time this season. Well, here come the next group. Let's run you through who is going to be in Group B as they make their way out onto the circuit. Group A, sorry, second group on circuit. Group A will be filled by number 12, championship leader Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Remember, these are the drivers 1st, 3rd, 5th in the championship. Tim Tramnitz will be in the number 77 car, finished in P3 yesterday. Rafa Kamara, winner from yesterday, the Prema Racing driver, is out there in the number 8. Then we have Maceo Capietto in the 85 in the green and orange RPM car. Sami Megatunov for MP Motorsport looked really quick yesterday. Now watch out for him in the 15. Maya Berg did not have a good qualifying at all yesterday, but she was very happy with her pace throughout practice, but just didn't get a time on the board yesterday. It was a lot of track limits violations that prevented her from doing so. So let's see what she can do in the 64 for KIC Motorsport, the young Ferrari junior. Lawrence Van Hoopen will be in the 18, Michael Belov in the 30 for G4 Racing. One of the most successful drivers out there when it comes to top 10 finishes. Josh Dirksen in the number 10, Owen Tangavelu in the 43, Marcus Armand will be in the 25, Emo Fittipaldi Jr. in the 73, Giovanni Maschio is in the all-red colours in the 99, Pierre Alexandre Provost in the 28, Hadrian Davids, welcome back to the championship. He's our most successful driver when it comes to podiums and top 10 finishes. He is in the number 21 car for Monolith Racing. And Jesse Cadasqueda Jr., excited to see what he can do today. Was very, very impressive yesterday. Well, here we go up through turn number 3. It was, well, about 8 or 9 minutes to go, wasn't it, before we really start to see them get some times down. There's the Mercedes Junior, Kimi Antonelli. 4th place yesterday, 18 points ahead of Martinius Stenchon. I think he might have looked at yesterday as a bit of a missed opportunity by his very, very high standards. He's a 4-time single-seater champion in his career already, is Kimi Antonelli. With Martinius down 20th on the grid, I think Kimi would have seen that as a chance to really extend the lead over Stenchon, but wasn't quite able to do so. Found himself starting down 5th on the grid and then just couldn't get by Tim Tramnitz. Tim Tramnitz held him off all the way, didn't really have to defend until the end of the race. When he had to defend, did so. Other than that, kept very consistent and left to Kimi Antonelli basically no option but to follow him round to the flag. So it was impressive driving all round, actually, from those in the top 10 in particular, when it came to the likes of consistency. So I think you would have seen it as a missed opportunity. Stenchon now has fought back today with that result of 3rd in his group. So he'll be on the 3rd row of the grid and he has a chance to take it back to Kimi Antonelli and Tim Tramnitz. Tramnitz, well, he needs some wins really if he's going to really take this to the likes of Antonelli and Stenchon. He's in a good place in the championship, 3rd place. It's becoming a 3-horse race, 20 points behind Stenchon, 38 behind Antonelli. So with the amount of races we have left, 7 in total, still has a very good chance to fight for this championship. And Hockenheim in particular is a track he knows very, very well. So championship-wise, this is quite a big qualifying session, as they all will be now to the end in terms of where we are. This is round 7 of 10. We have Monza next weekend, round number 8 of the season, and then a bit of a break before next month we come back to race at Zandvoort, to another back-to-back Zandvoort coming up, and then after that we will have Hockenheim, which will be a first for the championship. Zandvoort we will visit on the 14th and 15th of October, the 21st and 22nd will be at Hockenheim. Very, very excited for Hockenheim. I think the layout of that circuit is suited to close racing, particularly when you include the likes of push to pass. Okay, I think we're going to be seeing, this is the lap where it's find a toe, and for David and Dirksen, it's find the toe of Antonelli, it seems, as they make their way round turn 3. It seems the whole field want the toe of Kimi Antonelli. Here he comes up through 1. Oh, I wonder if he was going for a flying lap there and aborted it, because there's so many long runs. Look at that, there we go. You can see everyone wants to get that toe of Antonelli. And Tim Tramnitz is going to be the one first in line for it. His mirrors are going to be absolutely full. No one wants to go first. Well, one of the MP... Oh, no. Oh, and they're off in the gravel. Is that Sami Megatunic? I think that's gone off in the gravel there. Well, that's an example of when you find a position like, or a situation like this, of what can happen. And Antonelli is just getting his foot down. It's just getting ridiculous, isn't it, really? Everyone queuing up and drivers moving out. Megatunic taking to the exit of the circuit. Okay, hopefully everyone settles down a little bit now and starts to go for some flying laps. Someone's coming into pit lane. That's one of the G4 racing drivers, which will be Michael Belov. So I'm not too sure what's happened there. But Antonelli is going to be the one to lead us round. Tim Tramnitz will be in chase, then Dirksen, then David, then comes Capietto, then Van Hoopen. There's Capietto, gone wide. Van Hoopen, Maschio nearly spins. So first laps, first flying laps almost have to be aborted by some of these guys. Marcus Armand is next, Sauber Jr. Up towards, oh, big lookout for Tim Tramnitz. That will affect those set of tyres, particularly that right front, and Maschio running wide up at turn 3. Just needs to settle down. Here we see Maya Berg. Oh no, and she's going to take a spin. Did she avoid the barriers? No. Well, hopefully not too much damage. Hopefully she's been able to fire the car up and get going again. We do have cars under investigation from the previous session. Tom Lebon, Zagazeta, Ramos, and William Carlson. Red flag is out. Not too sure why they are under investigation. We will, if I hear anything on that, I'll keep you posted, but all updates go out on the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine website and social media as well. And we also have a broadcast channel on our Instagram page as well, and I will be bringing you updates on that as well. So I'll do some investigating for you on that one and bring you some updates. So, well, I imagine this might be for Maya Berg. I don't know if she managed to get going again. I don't see her coming through the first sector. I wonder if this is for her, that she has spun. A real shame if it is, because I was excited to see how she was going to get on. She's looked really quick in testing, but these young drivers putting everything on the line in every round, fighting to get to that next stage, inspired, I'm sure, by seeing, yeah, there we go. Maya Berg, that's a shame. It's all about driving on the limits, and Maya Berg has been able to get going. Good work by the marshals, and thank you to them here at the Red Bull Ring, and that's, hopefully we see her fired up and heading back round to pit lane. So the clock will stop at 6 minutes and 41. No doubt many of these drivers inspired by the championship winning performance of Gabriel Bortoleto, and a congratulations to him on behalf of everyone in the championship. Superb performance. There you can see at the bottom, the best lap time of Maya Berg will now be deleted for causing a red flag. So she will have to set 2 very, very good laps. she still has a chance to continue. Shame for Maya. She's been very impressive in the last 3 rounds. She's only been out the top 10 once, and that's when the fire extinguisher went off in her car, Mugello, and she had to pull over because she couldn't see where she was going. So she's been incredibly consistent. She's coming to life in KRC Motorsport car. Might not have been her weekend so far, but excited for Maya Berg and the end of her season and where she goes next season as well, as are a lot of people in the feeder series paddocks. But I'm sure, as I was saying before, a lot of people will be inspired by that performance of Gabriel Portoletto, Paul Aron fighting for that championship as well. There were great performances by some of the other FIA graduates as well, in the likes of Gabriele Mini, Ollie Goethe, also doing a really good job, as did Dino Beganovic. The list goes on. They all did a really superb job, all of them that stepped up to FIA Formula 3. It was superb to watch, and I'm sure that's where many of these guys you see now will be going to next. This is what the championship is for, is to get them ready for that next step. And it's done a pretty good job in doing that so far, as proven this season. Okay, green flag back out. Up the hill they come, and it's a steep climb up there as well, I can tell you that. Towards the first corner. Just over 6 minutes remain in the session. And it's just going to make this quite a challenge now, this session, because we're going to have to go through a bit of a process of tyre warming once more. So effectively, the amount of lap time we're going to get are going to be reduced here. There's Kamara. Excellent, excellent job from him yesterday. It's been really impressive to watch, Rafa Kamara. But it's going to give us less times to less chances to go and set some flying laps, because there's going to be definitely a process of tyre warming. It might not be as long as the first section was, but there still will be one that will exist. And that means there's going to be less chances for all these drivers to go and set that flying lap. That will be good news to Alessandro Giusti in the other group, as well as the fellow drivers out in Group B. 1:26.6 is the time to beat, remember. And it looks like we're going to go for flying laps pretty much straight away. So 5 minutes to go. Maya Berg will lead us. Remember, her best lap will be deleted as she comes up to the first corner, but good to see her circulating once more. Good job by the KIC team and by the marshals to make sure she's still out there and competing. Here we go, Giovanni Maschio in the tow, and you can see he's done a good job to hold on to that car. Has been fighting with the rear end through there. They all have, really. It's such a difficult corner. So many long straights that the cars have to run very loose. Hence we see them get those real good slow-mo shots of them just trying to correct the steering. That, another example. Oh, look at that, over the sausage curb there, the number 28. That's Pierre-Alexandre Provost. Well, that lap time will be deleted, but I don't think it would have been worth too much anyway after that. Okay, let's get some times on the board, because we're 1:35 so far. We've only done warm-up laps. Now we're going to see some flying laps. Here we go. Rafa Kamara there. One to watch. There's Michael Belov. There's Capietto. There's Hadrian David. Nothing to lose for him this weekend. Can get some good points for the Monolith team. He's in with them this weekend. Here's Tim Tramnitz. Remember, trying to chase down the top two in the championship. I think he will be looking for a pole and a pole only. Over the line we go then to get some times on the board, and a 1:27.1 is the first provisional quickest lap from this session. Kimi Antonelli it is who goes quickest then. Tim Tramnitz in second, Capietto third, Rafa Kamara in fourth. Half a second away from the quickest time in the previous group of Alessandro Giusti. And already improving is every single driver. Kimi Antonelli is the one who is quickest. 21.9 for him through the first sector, 21.9 for Tramnitz, 21.9 for Kamara, 21.9 for Belov. Those are the quickest drivers. There we see Antonelli, Tramnitz behind. Down the hill they go, in towards turn 4. And Antonelli looks to be improving. Oh no, that's David who ran wide there. So he'll have to abort this lap. Every single driver is improving. The ones that are making a particular improvement are Antonelli, Tramnitz, Kamara, Belov. Also though, I tell you what, Giovanni Maschio is doing a really good job as well. Has set a blinding first sector. Quickest through the second sector is this man though, Antonelli. Could be, oh, nobody's ran wide through turn 9. That might be a lap deleted. Out of the final corner he comes, down the start finish straight, Kimi Antonelli. Let's see what he does, 1:26.593. Well, if the time stands, that will be overall pole position for the Italian driver, Kimi Antonelli. Up the hill, Capietto did a 1:26.9 to go to P2. That looks like it will be lap deletion possibly for me, but let's see. Kamara is P3, Tramnitz is P4, Dirksen is P5. And yes, Kimi Antonelli's lap time I'm seeing is being deleted. There we go. So he'll have to go again once the timing screen sorts itself out. There's Jesse Cadascado Jr. Quickest on this lap is Tim Tramnitz, also suffering some track limit penalties were Marcus Aman. We're only going to get about 2 more laps of this now. Oh, someone's had a big off. That's Maya Berg. She's rejoined again, but she's taken some gravel on the circuit with her. Manages to get going. It's been a very difficult session for her, as David has a moment there as well. Up the hill once more. Maya Berg just trying to get some heat into those tyres as we're about to go on to the last lap of the session. Tim Tramnitz is improving on this lap. Here he comes down the hill. He's in fact backed off and he's setting up for one flying lap. One more flying lap across the line we go. It's Antonelli, who's still being shown as in the lead, so we'll take it as that. Capietto second, Tangavelu is now second, make that. Capietto third, Kamara fourth, Tramnitz in fifth. That was the moment Maya Berg went off at turn 7. So we'll rejoin. Last time around it was a 1:26.7 for Antonelli, so as that lap time of a 1:26.5 is deleted, he still remains quickest in the group, but not overall pole position. That would be Alessandro Giusti. He needs to find 1/10 of a second, but I tell you what, Tim Tramnitz has just done the best first sector we've seen so far today. 21.807. I don't remember seeing anyone going that quickly in the previous group. 21.9 for Michael Belov. Antonelli not improving, but still going very quickly. Tangavelu is in P2. Those Trident cars going really fast, and Michael Belov looks quick on this lap as well. Hadrian David is also absolutely flying. He's done a really good first sector. Bit of traffic coming up through the final 2 corners, and Antonelli is catching Giovanni Maschio coming into 9. Does that open an opportunity here for Tramnitz? Antonelli is now going slower through the second sector. Up to the line we go. Emo Fittipaldi up to P8. Kamara is 4th. Capietto 3rd. Dirksen in 6th. Antonelli does not improve. David goes to P7. Tramnitz does not improve. 3rd place it is for him. Tangavelu in 2nd. So Kimi Antonelli is fastest in the group, and overall pole position goes to Alessandro Giusti, the rookie driver, on pole position for the 2nd time this season. He will be joined on the front row by the Mercedes Junior there, Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Sami Megatuniv went 2nd on the last lap of the session. 1:26.878 for Sami Megatunic for MP Motorsport to put his car on row 2. What a fantastic performance from Sami Megatunic. Did not see that one coming at all. He did a great performance yesterday, but on the last session, he was one of the last cars to cross the line. Sami Megatunic goes P2 and Owen Tangavellu P3. Here's the result in full. Kimi Antonelli will be on row 1. He'll start second on the grid. P4 on the grid. Second in this session, Sami Megatunic. Owen Tangavellu up in P3 in the session. Tim Tramnitz, 4th place. He'll be slightly disappointed with that. Matteo Capietto, 5th. Then Rafa Kamara, winner yesterday. He'll start outside the top 10 today. Josh Dirksen, 7th. Lawrence Van Hoopen, 8th. Hadrian David was 3rd at one stage, coming over the line. 9th in the end for him. Belov all the way down in 10th, so he'll be 20th on the grid. Pierre-Alexandre Provost, much better for him, 11th today. Emo Fittipaldi Jr., 12th. Maya Berg, 13th. Marcus Amman, 14th. Jesse Cadascado, 15th. Giovanni Maschio will be 16th. Well, the cars make their way in. That is all for qualifying. The grid is now set for the second race of the weekend. Your grid, top 10 will look as so. It'll be Giusti Antonelli, Ramos Megatunic, Stenchon Tangavellu, and then we will have Lebon and Tramnitz, and row 5 will be Bora and Capietto. All provisional, of course. You can look on the website and social media for official updates. Join us at 3:15 when we go racing for the second race of the season. We'll see you.